In this video, we will discuss about Bloom's taxonomy and assessment. Bloom's taxonomy provides us the description of various cognitive skills. It helps to develop the higher order thinking skills among students. In the previous videos, we have learned that how we can frame the learning objectives and lesson plan with the help of Bloom's taxonomy. At the same time, it is necessary to assess or evaluate the students to know their understanding of the content because the needs of today's students are continuously changing. They require the skills that prepare them to face them with the continuously changing world. Therefore, teachers at every level need to adapt the innovative strategies of the assessment. And Bloom's taxonomy provides the benchmark for the construction or preparation of assessment tools. So now we will discuss that how Bloom's taxonomy helps in assessment at different levels of cognitive domain. But before creating the assessment tools, teacher must take the learning objectives into consideration. That informs the teacher as well as the learner about what is required to or what is going to be assessed. So let us discuss the first level of cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy, that is remembering. In remembering, where teacher requires to check only the rote memory through the skills like recall, define, recognize and duplicate, etc. And for this, a teacher can use various assessment techniques such as multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, match the column and simple recall questions, etc. And for framing remembering level questions, teacher can frame the questions that starts with why, how, what, who, where, how much, how many, etc. So in this way, a teacher can assess the students at learning level. Next level is understanding. In understanding level, teacher is required to check the basic understanding of the concepts or content taught through the skills of explaining the ideas or concepts, classification, description and explanation, etc. And for this level, a teacher can use the techniques such as concept mapping, presentation, essay writing, 1-minute paper and creating a summary, etc. To assess this level, questions can be framed as what are they saying, explain why, what expectations are there, which statement support, etc. So in this way, a teacher can assess the understanding of the students. Next level is apply. Here the teacher is required to check that whether a student is able to use the information in new situation or he is able to execute, implement or solve the problems, etc. Different assessment techniques for this level are tests, presentations, short answers, e-portfolios, discussion, board post and lab reports, etc. And to assess this level, teacher can ask the questions like who do you think? What was the main idea? Which factors would you change if? What questions would you ask of? Choose the best statement that apply. Write a brief outline. What do you think could have happened next? So these are the questions for this level. Now let us move to next level, that is analyze. Here the teacher is required to check the analytical part or analytical abilities of the students, such as whether a student is able to draw connection among ideas, differentiate, organize, relate or compare or question, etc. To check these abilities, teacher can use the assessment techniques such as analyze the paper, evaluation criteria, case studies, review paper, 1-minute paper or research paper, etc. The questions for this level can be framed as what is the conclusion? What does the author believe? What is the main idea or theme of the story? What literary form is used in the text? What was the turning point, etc. So these type of questions will help in the assessment at analysis level. Now let us move to the next level, that is evaluation. Here the teacher is required to check that whether a student is able to justify a stand or a decision, select, support, value, or criticize the things or concepts. The assessment techniques for this level can be presentations, discussions, reports, debates, provide alternative solutions of any problem, or argumentative or persuasive essays, etc. And for this, we can frame these type of questions like how would you feel if, how effective are, how would you have handled, find the errors, what are the alternatives, who will gain and who will lose, etc. Now let us discuss the last level of cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy, that is creating. Here the teacher is required to check that whether a student is able to produce the original work, any original design, assemble the things, develop, formulate or author anything. The assessment techniques for this level can be develop a criteria to evaluate, product or solution, research proposal, grant proposal, outline alternative solutions, etc. And the questions a teacher can frame for this level can be of type like, why don't you devise your own way to do? Where would happen if? How would you test? Propose an alternative. How else would you state the rule, etc. So effective questioning leads to open conversation and inspire the students for deep intellectual thinking. And Bloom's taxonomy helps the teacher in assessing the student's level of thinking as well as in diagnosing the misunderstandings too. So I hope we will prepare the questions by taking consideration into all the levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Thank you. Happy learning.